Coming up, an ex-NFL player pleads guilty in a Valdosta federal courtroom.
A robbery suspect surrenders to authorities.
And Stacy Bush will give us a look at the weather while Chandler Jackson will bring us local sports.
Your News Valdosta starts right now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Jennifer Dandrin.
And I'm Robin Carter. The Georgia Environmental Finance Authority has awarded a $9.5 million Georgia Fund loan to the city of Valdosta to pay for completion of several water essential system projects. The new loan also gives the city an additional 3 years to complete the necessary utility and engineering projects that were included but not completed in an earlier loan. These include water and sewer projects to areas annexed into the city, upgrades to 4 lift stations, a rechlorination station, and a second test well at the city's water treatment plant.
A Monday morning blaze has forced a family of 4 from their East Roosevelt Avenue home in Albany. Albany Fire Department officials say that they were called to the home around 2:45 Monday afternoon and were met by heavy fire and smoke. Their reports say firefighters had the blaze under control 10 minutes later. Mose Harvey, a resident of the home, was pulled from a bedroom by another resident, Johnny Sherman, and he received serious lacerations. Officials say Harvey was taken to Phoebe Putney Memorial Hospital for treatment. The American Red Cross is providing temporary shelter to all 4 residents.
A Ware County Sheriff's Department detention officer has been arrested for making sexual advances to prisoners. The officer has worked in the Ware County Jail for the past 2.5 years. Sheriff Randy Royal says the officer was arrested Monday for sexual advances he made toward a male inmate. 25-year-old Javier Moreno was charged with sexual assault against a person in custody and making false statements and writings. The sheriff said Moreno was fired immediately once the accusations were checked out. Moreno was booked into Ware County Jail on a felony warrant signed a Superior Court judge.
A former NFL player pleaded guilty Tuesday in federal court to heroin and firearm charges. Those charges stem from an Interstate 75 traffic stop in Lowndes County back in January. 37-year-old Robert Cedric Baker III of Gainesville, Florida, pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute heroin and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. He made those admissions in the U.S. District Court in Valdosta. Baker is a former wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He's looking at the possibility of a 20-year prison sentence and a $1 million fine for the heroin charge. That could be followed by at least 3 years of supervised release. The firearm charge could land him in prison for a term of 5 years to life and a $250,000 fine. Baker will be sentenced at a later date.
Valdosta police are continuing their search for information about a September robbery, even though their suspect has turned himself in. The suspect wanted in connection with the robbery of a Valdosta convenience store surrendered to authorities last week. Warrants for robbery by force and battery had previously been issued on Demetrius Anderson for the September 19th robbery of Lee's Mini Mart on East Ann Street. Police say the 20-year-old turned himself in to authorities at the Lowndes County Jail. But police are still looking into the case and are asking anyone with information about the crime to call them.
A 32-year-old man wanted by Macon police in a 2012 armed robbery, beating, and shooting was captured Tuesday by members of the Southwestern Regional Fugitive Task Force. A Macon Regional Crime Stoppers tip led authorities to find Samuel Lawrence in San Antonio, Texas. Previous tipsters have claimed to have seen Lawrence in Boston, Massachusetts. Lawrence allegedly robbed a man at gunpoint in Macon on August 23, 2012. He and another suspect allegedly beat a man with a gun and their fist. Police say the men took his money and a cell phone before forcing him outside, where a brief scuffle ensued over the gun. The victims reportedly ran down the street and then Lawrence shot at him multiple times, striking him in the leg. No trial date has been set.
Still to come, find out if there is a growing threat of domestic abuse in Southwest Georgia.
Your stress may be affecting your health.
Plus, we have your local weather forecast and sports updates. All this and more when we come back. Stay with us.
Get your ass suit. You're not sitting here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Valdosta State University.
Quality academics.
Caring faculty mentors.
A beautiful campus.
Opportunities for involvement, leadership, and service.
Championship athletics, spirit and pride.
Discover your opportunities.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back. Have you seen the purple ribbons in the street?
It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and these purple ribbons are lining the streets to raise awareness. Law enforcement officials say there might be a growing threat of domestic abuse in Southwest Georgia. An increase in incidents has been reported by the Victims Witness Assistance Office. Director Tanya Hall says that the issue needs to be addressed because people are not only being harmed every single day, but some are being killed as a result of domestic violence. Purple ribbons have been placed along the city streets in Dougherty County in observance of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
For local women feeling overwhelmed, a new study has been released that may show just how much stress is affecting you. The study, led by researcher Lena Johansson, suggested that women who deal with a lot of daily stress may have a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's later in life. Johansson and her team of the Saul Greenska Academy at Gothenburg University found that individual stressors could affect middle-aged women by increasing the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 17%.
Dr. Mac Gordon, Chief of Neurology at Zucker Hillside Hospital in New York, says that the study does not prove that a stressful life is to blame. Other studies have tied heart disease risk factors, lower incomes, and lower education levels to Alzheimer's. Although the cause of this disease is unknown, Gordon says it is thought to be a mix of genetic factors, family history, and environmental influences. He says stressors would be only a few of many potential factors.
For those suffering from wrist pain, advances in medical technology are allowing doctors to give you more options for wrist procedures. A new procedure is allowing doctors to replace a joint in the wrist with a device made up of a rod, plate, and a ball and joint socket. The surgery is similar to a knee replacement procedure and has a recovery time of about 2 weeks. There are 2 doctors in Georgia certified to perform this new surgery to help treat your wrist pain.
Is your child having trouble staying still or paying attention? A new study indicates that a combination of parent, teacher, and clinician observations helps most in predicting your child's risk of having ADHD. The study by the City University of New York suggests that a child's likelihood of diagnosis is higher when parents, teachers, and clinicians join forces. Researchers say the findings show the importance of analyzing information from several people who have observed a child in different settings. The study says parents, teachers, and clinicians can plan appropriate interventions when able to identify children at increased risk for ADHD.
When we come back, find out how you can take precautionary measures against kitchen fires.
And how you can attend a Georgia Monarch Butterfly program.
Plus, we have your local weather and sports updates. All this and more when we come back.
kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back. Fall is a season of family gatherings and cooking in the kitchen.
But it's important to know the steps to keep your family safe from a kitchen fire. We're in the midst of Fire Prevention Week, and this year the theme is kitchen fire safety. Leaving the kitchen unattended is one of the leading causes of kitchen fires. Assistant Fire Chief Saban Burns with the Albany Fire Department says that 42% of the fires they respond to are kitchen fires. Some safety tips to prevent fires in your home include keeping children and pets away from the stove, keeping a pan lid or cookie sheet nearby, and watching for proper cooking temperature levels.
The monarch is one of the most recognized butterflies in America. The Georgia Department of Natural Resource Wildlife Center will be offering a free upcoming program about monarchs. The program is scheduled for next Saturday, October 19th, from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. The program will offer education and fun as participants learn about the unique life and history of migration that the monarch enjoys. Presenters will also include the father and son team of Dr. Jim Mosley, who has done butterfly research in the Amazon, Caribbean, and here in Georgia, and Dr. Michael Mosley, who has also traveled the world studying this species.
Well, the weekend is a few days away, but how are today and tomorrow looking for us? Our own Stacy Bush has the weather. Stacy?
Thanks, girls. Okay, so taking a look into your local weather for today, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 83 degrees and a 10% chance of rain. So luckily, you won't have to pull out your umbrellas and rain boots. Tonight, the temperature will be at a low of 60 degrees with clear skies. So for you stargazers, tonight is your night. Tomorrow's high will be at 84 degrees with no chance of rain. The UV index for today is at a 6, which is relatively moderate, but make sure if you're going to be outside for more than 20 minutes, you wear sunscreen. The pollen count is also at a high today, with the predominant pollens being ragweed and chinnopods. So make sure you have allergy medication on hand for you allergy sufferers. And that's all for weather. Back to you at the news desk.
When we come back, we'll have local sports with Chandler Jackson. So don't go away, stay with us.
Today is Saturday. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap the snacks Sunday. All the healthy children eat well and move a lot. And move a lot. And move a lot. Eat well and move a lot.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day.
Skip a rope Saturday, freeze tag Friday, tap dance Thursday. Whole grains Wednesday, try a veggie Tuesday. Let's move Monday, split the sweet Sunday. Eat well and move a lot. Today is Saturday. Yeah. Today is Saturday. All the healthy children, all the healthy children.
Get ideas. Get involved. Get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back. Let's see what's happening in the world of local sports with sports anchor Chandler Jackson. Chandler?
Thanks. This Friday has the potential to hold a lot of weight for high school football and the prospective power rankings. On Saturday, we'll see the Camden Wildcats, who are 5-1, take on the Tift County Blue Devils, who are 4-2 at this time. The Trojans of Coffee County, 4-2, will take the Brunswick Pirates, 2-3. And finally, the Wildcats have hopes of taking home a win when they play the Vikings and face their 4-2 status, making Valdosta High 5-1. While there hasn't been a change in the high school football power rankings this week, positions 1 and 2 will face stiff tests to hold their positions. While one loss per regional or sub-regional game will not end a team's season, it will place a heightened sense of urgency on the team and the overall standings. Bow hunting season is in full swing, and News Valdosta reporter Joshua Harrell got to experience it firsthand.
Bow hunting has seen an increased popularity in the last few years because of characters like Robin Hood, Green Arrow, and Katniss Everdeen from the Hunger Games. I got to go bow hunting with professional bow hunter Jonathan Morris.
Bow hunting is a lot more difficult. It's a little more challenging. You've got to make sure the deer are in range. You've got to play the wind. You've got to know your gear. And it's just a crazy adrenaline rush.
Jonathan also said that bow hunters need to practice every day. And then depending on the area that they're hunting, they will either use a tree stand or a ground blind, depending on the foliage that's in the area. Just like the true nature of hunting, you never know what you're going to see, if you see anything at all. Well, we didn't see any deer today. But through land management and herd management, you'll greatly increase your chances of hanging deer on the wall.
Our property that we manage, we got approximately 5,000 acres, and we are in a whitetail and turkey restoration, what I'd call it. We've built up our populations now through feed and harvest management.
We may have not bagged one today, but maybe we will later in the season, or who knows, maybe October 19th we'll bag one during the opening day of rifle season. We'll see. With News Valdosta, I'm Joshua Harrell.
Thanks, Josh. When we come back, find out about our 2013 Georgia National Fair.
And learn about what the Salvation Army is doing for the upcoming holidays.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where that ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
That's low, that's low. That's low and below.
Look, he's blushing.
Seriously.
Valdosta State University, encouraging
in-depth inquiry,
hands-on experience,
service and involvement,
and a global view,
while offering
a beautiful residential campus,
over 100 fields of study,
graduate and online degrees,
and championship athletics.
All in a warm and friendly community.
Get connected and involved.
Do more, become more.
Valdosta State University.
Welcome back. Mayor John Gale welcomed Ted Geltner's news writing class from Valdosta State University for a mock press conference on October 7th at Valdosta City Hall. The students toured City Hall and participated in questions and answer sessions, which was held in the second floor City Council chambers. The city hosts the event each semester for students' future news writing careers and to introduce them to local governments.
It's hard to believe it's that time of year again, but it is. The Salvation Army is registering area youngsters for its annual Empty Stocking Fund. For decades and generations, the Valdosta Daily Times and the Salvation Army and Guardian Bank have run the Empty Stocking Fund. The program works to ensure no Valdosta or Lowndes County child awakes without gifts on Christmas morning. The Empty Stocking Fund can help up to 800 children this year. Parents and guardians have to fill out some paperwork to register for the Empty Stocking Fund. That registration will be from 9 a.m. to noon and 1 to 4 today through tomorrow.
Last weekend was the start of the 2013 Georgia National Fair. Reporter Xavier Hall has more.
So today I'm at the 2013 Georgia National Fair. There are a few new things going on this year, so I went around, talked to some people, saw a few things, and here's what happened.
Located in Perry, Georgia, a half-hour south of Macon and an hour and a half from Valdosta, the Georgia National Fair is the official state-sponsored fair and has promoted the state's heritage, people, and agriculture since the first fair in 1990. The fair appeals to everyone with its midway rides and games, commercial vendors,
Made a lady yesterday say 2 days.
street entertainers, and family entertainment.
For that crazy clown. Line up over here, come on in.
Michelle Treptow, the communication director, told me a little bit about the new building they built for this year.
There's lots of great things that are new at the fair this year. We have the Georgia Grown building, which is a building dedicated to Georgia's #1 product, Georgia agriculture. It's all things agriculture, products, services, samples.
The building features spaces dedicated solely to Georgia-grown products, manufacturers, and agricultural businesses. The gates open daily at 8 a.m. and close at 10 p.m. and also has nightly fireworks. The fair has won over 93 awards from the International Association of Fairs and Expositions for its events and has today grown to about 450,000 visitors and a following that spans generations.
I absolutely love the Georgia National Fair. Every single year, it's the best part about living in Middle Georgia. You get a chance to come out with your friends and family. It's sometimes the same thing, but it's always that good tradition that you build upon each time you go.
The first day of the National Fair was on October 3rd, and the last day of the fair is October 13th. Xavier Hall, News Valdosta.
The City of Valdosta Community Development Department will host a Georgia State Plumbing Codes and Revisions Workshop tomorrow from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. in the Valdosta City Hall Annex Multipurpose Room at 300 North Lee Street. The cost of the workshop is $75, which includes a one-year membership in the Georgia Plumbers Trade Association and counts as 4 hours of continuing education credits toward license renewal. GPTA President Ron Anderson will lead the workshop. GPTA is approved by the Construction Industry Licensing Board to provide continuing education for license renewal and license exam preparatory classes. For more information, contact Valdosta's Community Development Department. Thank you for watching News Valdosta. I'm Robin Carter.
And I'm Jennifer Dandron. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.